Crimson Desert just keeps on cooking, and with Crimson Desert I actually mean Pearl Abyss, because Pearl Abyss is the company behind Crimson Desert, and yet again I'm going to repeat this, they are absolutely cooking. So when the game launched, it had some issues, not a lot, but some issues, and within literal days they have fixed most of those issues, and they are still rolling out updates as we speak. It is absolutely insane. And the player base is just as happy, right? Because this game in about 3 weeks-ish, maybe a month, have sold 5 million copies. Do you know how much it is? That is insane. Even for a AAA game. Let me put on the screen some other very popular games and how many they have sold in the same time frame. Then you'll actually physically understand how insane this is, because it is unprecedented. It is just wild, and for a good reason. The thing is, Crimson Desert has a very key thing that a lot of games really lack. And it's not the fact that it's an open world game. There are a bunch of open world games, and open world games was kind of getting stupid, right? So that's not it. Is it the graphics? No. There's a bunch of games with absolutely insane graphics, especially now that Unreal Engine is so popular among game developers. They just have access to insane graphics with a click of a button, right? Is it the core gameplay? Somewhat, but still no. I mean, yet again, you have a bunch of different games with insanely good core mechanics. So it's definitely not that. What it is the game is alive. And with that, I mean, when you play the game, not only the people, not only the towns, the physical game, it feels alive. And that is what makes Crimson Desert so beautiful. I'm usually a person that I like fast-paced games. I like games like Counter-Strike or, even Call of Duty, whatever. Like fast-paced shooter games and stuff like that. Usually I wanted to like a lot of survival-type games, and I've played a lot of survival-type games. I enjoyed Scum somewhat. I enjoyed Grey Zone Warfare somewhat. I enjoyed a bunch of different games that were like more survival-based and also very open world. But I usually just played it for like a week, and then I kind of stop and never look back. Sometimes I go back for a day or two to play with a friend, but that was it. And even open world games. I enjoyed a lot of open world games a lot. I played The Witcher 3, which I did enjoy. It is a freaking cool game. But I stopped at some point and I just never went back. And when I wanted to go back, I didn't have a clue where I was, what I was doing, what the point of it was, and I just never played it. And that's kind of where I was standing with a lot of games. But Crimson Desert is the first game that I have ever played that made me want to just explore. That made me feel okay with not rushing through the game and doing all the main quests and just getting it done with, essentially. I have spent more time climbing mountains, trying out things in the most unconventional ways you can possibly imagine than any game that I've ever played. And I'm at a point now where I'm like, okay, you know what? I probably have to do some of the main missions at least, because I want to know the story. And it's one of the big things that Pearl Abyss didn't do so well, is kind of relay that story, kind of tell you what this is all about. And you know what? I'm actually going to be doing a breakdown of that specific story of the game, and that specific aspect of the game, right? So stay tuned and stick around for that. Subscribe if you do want to see that, because it's going to be a pretty cool video. I am very excited to create that. This game does have a good story, just it's kind of hidden. It's like the puzzles, you kind of have to figure it out. In any case, I enjoy this game so much that when I see one of the 7 kajillion videos on social media that's like, oh, this is the most powerful weapon you can get, this is the most powerful armor you can get, this is how you do this is how you do that.
How to get one of the best looking armor sets in all of Crimson Desert, and you can get this early on.
I usually just skip past it because I enjoy the game so much. I want to experience it. I don't want to know how to do things unless I really struggle and I physically cannot figure it out. Then I'll not look up like guides on how to do things, but I'll look up guides to see a hint. Let's say I am stuck with a puzzle and I've been trying this thing for hours. I just physically don't know what to do anymore. Then I'll be like, okay, you know what? I'm missing something stupid. I know I'm missing something stupid. Let me just look at this guide, see what my next step is, and then I'll figure out the rest. And usually that helps. Usually that one stupid thing that I usually missed is the one thing that was holding me back. And then I figure it out. The rest goes the same. I mean, the best weapons, the best armor, who cares? If you struggle, then you figure it out. It makes it all the more fun if it's difficult because it gives you a purpose. It gives you a reason to go back. And that is what I love about Crimson Desert. It's just so good at that. It is insane. Now, not to mention the mechanics of the game does make it pretty cool as well. It's essentially everything you've ever wanted. You can fly around or swing around like Spider-Man. You can essentially fly around with a dragon or even swerve around with your own cloak. You can climb mountains and buildings and stuff like Assassin's Creed. You can parry people or enemies and fight like a Souls-like game if you really want to. Or you can just be a badass monk and hit things with your fists and everything works. Everything works. And I love that so freaking much. I love it to a point where this game is one of those games where if something goes wrong, if there is a weird glitch, which doesn't really happen a lot, but it does happen every now and again, right? If there's a weird glitch, I take it as part of the fun, and I take it as, okay, this is a part of the game, it's part of the experience, it's funny, it's fine, and then you move on. Now, not to say I haven't been angry. I have a lot. Like, I have stripped myself and been so angry that I rage quit the game at 1 or 2 points because I physically couldn't figure something out. I physically couldn't defeat the boss or whatever. And then I realize, you know what? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not strong enough. And then I kind of retreat. I go back, I restock on food, and I think about what I'm doing. And then I'll do other things. I'll do one of the 7 gajillion side quests that this game has, which it seems like an unending, unlimited amount. You can just walk past somebody and then boop, there's a quest for you, an entire quest for you. And I like it. It gives you value and it gives you kind of that experience to have in this game, right? Like, it gives you a purpose to be able to play it. And I can't stop praising Crimson Desert because of all of that. It's just such an amazing game. Now, if you obviously agree with me, let me know in the comment section down below. If you think that Crimson Desert is missing something, also let me know in the comment section. We can have a discussion. We can talk about it. I've seen people that physically despise this game. Some people say that even IGN's rating of 6 out of 10 was fair because it's essentially a walking simulator. Now, obviously, those people didn't actually play the game, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody's going to be liking it. Me, though, I love it. I love it more than basically any other game that I've ever played in my life. And I'm not scared to say that. This game is possibly the best game that I have ever played in my life.